Hola a todos y bienvenidos a Español 102 en línea. Welcome to Spanish 102 Online. Yo soy Polly Nelson, Profe Nelson, if you'd like to call me that, y estoy muy emocionada por este semestre. Looking forward to working with all of you this semester, and the purpose of this video is to give you somewhat of a helicopter style overview of what to expect from the course. One of your first assignments, of course, will be to read the syllabus and to get to know it really well. But I think it's worth it just to emphasize and highlight a few things to make sure we're all on board as we start off a great semester together. So I'll begin that overview for you. This video, of course, is for everyone in the course. Some of you already know me from previous experience in Spanish 101, and I welcome you as well as the new folks. But everybody should watch the video and thoroughly read the syllabus because there are a few little changes, and it's better to be fully informed than to end up surprised later. So that's a good way to start off the semester. Bueno, ¿qué más? A little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm Polly Nelson. I'll be your instructor in this class. I've been teaching at LFCC since January of 2007. Prior to that, I taught high school Spanish for over 10 years. Y me encanta el español. I love Spanish. It is one of the great passions of my life, and I think it's really an honor to get to share it with other people like you. To me, it's fun. I enjoy helping people. I enjoy explaining things, and I love to play with technology. So teaching in the hybrid and online format has just been a really exciting development in my career over the past few years and allows me to share Spanish in a whole new way. So I'm looking forward to doing that with you. Keep in mind that the prerequisite for this course is Spanish 101. You should have successfully completed Spanish 101 or have my permission to be in the course. So if that hasn't happened, make sure it happens immediately. It's not appropriate to self-place. You need to be here with that prior experience or with that permission. So be in touch if you need to be on that. This is an online course. It means 100% of our work will be done online. We'll have a midterm and a final taken in an LFCC testing center. You're welcome to do that in Middletown, Warrenton, or Luray. And we will have a conversation, you and I one-on-one. We'll have a conversation around the midterm, and you can look at the syllabus for more specifics on the dates with that. And we can either meet in person in my office in Middletown, or we can meet online via technology. And I'll give you details about that later at the appropriate time. No need to worry about setting that up today. Bueno, bien. The course is based from the Blackboard management system, and that's where you always go to find out what's going on. Your home base is Blackboard, and then that blue area, learning modules. And there's a folder there that will be available for every week of the course, and that's how you find out what's going on and what is assigned. That's where I put all the relevant information. From there, sometimes I'll send you to other places, to other websites via links I've provided, and from there I'll send you to the super site. And the super site is the online resource that is connected to your textbook, to Aventuras. But we always start in Blackboard learning modules, so keep that in mind as you get started, especially if you're new to the program. Bueno, when you are working and learning modules every week, you need to read very carefully. Every word is important, and I have put it there for a reason. Those instructions did not come out of a textbook. They didn't descend from the heavens. I've written every single word because it is important for you to be aware of. Do not skim the instructions in the learning module. I suggest printing the learning module out every single week. That way you can sit down with it in front of you and you can physically scratch off every single thing as you accomplish it. You should never get a 0 on an assignment. There's no reason to. I don't send you all over the place in confusing ways to find your work. Always go to learning modules, complete every single thing listed for the week, and you'll have everything completed. So that's a real secret to success in the class. Bueno, bien. Spanish 102, things start to get a little more advanced. If you are able to kind of rely on previous experience and rest on your laurels in Spanish 101, you might find that changing in Spanish 102. Things become more advanced, Be very careful from the beginning with your discipline study strategies, with your routines, with your work. You want to start out really positive habits from the beginning. So keep that in mind in these early days, that you're not trying to coast on previous knowledge, because probably in 102 you'll need to be paying a little more attention. As you have questions and as you're dealing with the information, keep in mind that a wonderful resource we have is the Dudas y Preguntas discussion board. If you click on discussion board in Blackboard, the first one is Dudas y Preguntas. You should go into that forum and click subscribe. And that way, when you or your peers post a question in that forum, everybody will get a copy of the question in their email. And then when I respond, everybody will get a copy of the answer. And that kind of replicates what would happen in a traditional classroom when someone raises his or her hand and asks a question and I answer it. So any question you have that could apply to others, just about anything other than something related to a grade, should be put on the Dudas y Preguntas discussion board. It's a really efficient way for us to communicate. And I love questions. I love to answer them. I'd much rather see you ask questions and get things clarified than do things wrong and regret it later. So I'm very open and very ready to help. Let's chat for a minute about the qualities that you should have for an online class. Time management is key. We have a weekly deadline in this class, and all that is explained in your syllabus, which you'll be reading in detail. It is consistent. I'm not going to hit you with strange due dates here and there in different routines. We have a weekly due date. You do all your work by that time, and no late work is accepted. That's just an absolute. I can say it with a smile on my face. It's not to be mean or difficult to deal with, but it's because we're in a college course. And there are certain expectations so that we can manage our workload and keep moving in an efficient manner. So no late work accepted. Work ahead. Don't save things till the last minute. If you wait until the last minute, you could have a technological problem and then you're not going to be able to submit your work on time. But the good news is, if you're working ahead and you have a question or a little technology glitch, then it's no big deal. You can email me and we'll talk about it and we will figure things out. If we're in communication in advance, we can always figure things out together. Procrastination is the biggest thing that can get in the way of that. So you're in control. Don't let that happen. One of the other really important qualities is reading comprehension and following instructions, which I have already mentioned earlier, but I think it's worth it to repeat it. Don't skim those instructions. We get so used to skimming our email and skimming Facebook. You don't skim your instructions in an online class. You need to read every single word. Throughout the semester, you'll work alone sometimes. You'll work in pairs or groups sometimes. You'll always be collaborating with me, and these are essential components of an online course. It's not an independent study class. It is a course that is taken in community with others, even though a lot of times you'll be sitting alone behind a computer screen. Keep in mind respect at all times in your interactions with others and in your disciplined work habits. That's part of respect for yourself. If you're ever upset, don't send an email. Sleep on it, get yourself calmed down, and then communicate about it later. But I really, really value a professional tone and respect in all things. And I promise that I will maintain that as well. I think it's really important for us as human beings and as communicators in language. What should you expect regarding workload? If this were a traditional class, you'd spend over 3 hours a week just sitting in the classroom. Then you would go home and study and practice and do your work. So keep that in mind in thinking about your workload. There are pains and gains to an online class. There's flexibility, and then there's a lot of time and independence and management that needs to be kept in mind. So the key is commitment, and I'm committed, and trust that you are as well. I'm excited and looking forward to working with you this semester. It really is a partnership that we're in. Your next step should be to light into learning modules Semana 1, Week 1. We're off and running clase. Bienvenidos a todos. Que tengan una buena semana. Hasta luego.